In this video, we will discuss how to multiply fractions. So here are the examples. So we have 1/8 times 2/3. We have 3/5 times 10 over 21. Letter C, we have 2/5 of 20. And the next one is 5 and 1/3 times 2 and 1/4. So let's start with our first problem. So we have 1/8 times 2/3. Now, unlike in adding or subtracting fractions, so we have a previous video on that one. Now, multiplying a fraction is just straightforward. We need to multiply the numerators and multiply the denominators. So we have now, so in this case, so we have 1 times 2. Then for this one, we have 8 times 3. Okay? So we have now 1 times 2 is 2, then 8 times 3 is 24. Then we need to convert it to simplest form. And the simplest form of 2 over 24 is 1 over 12. So that is the answer in 1/8 times 2/3. Okay? Now, another method that we could use is we can use the prime factors. So what we're going to do, same procedure like this one. So we have again 1 times 2, then we have 8 times 3. Okay? Now, the next one is we're going to convert some numbers into their prime factors. Now, in this case, 1 and 2 is already the smallest or the prime numbers. So we have 1 times 2. Then for 8, we can break down 8 into. So 4 times 2. Then we have 2 times 2. So we have now 2 times 2 times 2. Then 3 is already a prime number, so times 3. Now, the next step is we're going to cancel out the common factors. Now, in this case, 2 is a common factor here. So, what remains in the numerator is 1. Then, in the denominator, we have 2 times 2 times 3, which is 12. And that is the answer. Okay? Now, same procedure is correct. Okay? However, if we use this procedure or when we use the prime factors of this one, normally the answer is already in simplest form. Okay? Now let's try another example, which is we have 3 over 5 times 10 over 21. Okay? Now what we're going to do again, it is straightforward. We have 3 times 10, then we have 5 times 21. Okay? Now again, we can use the same procedures. Okay? We can use the first one in which we just add the numerator and we just add the denominator. Okay? But again, the problem is the numbers are getting bigger. So I suggest that we factor out the numbers. Okay? So we have now, so for 3 is already a prime number, times. Now for 10, the prime factors of 10 is 2 times 5. Okay? Now for the denominator, 5 is already a prime number. Then for 21, we have 3 times 7. Okay? Now the next step is we're going to cancel out the common factors. So in this case, we have 3 and we have 5. So what is left now is, in the numerator, we have 2 Then in the denominator, we have 7. So the answer here is 2 over 7. Alright? Now let's go to our next problem. Now our next problem is we have 2/5 of 20. Okay? Normally, you will encounter this type of problem, which is they're asking the fraction of a certain number, or sometimes a fraction of a fraction. Okay? Now, in this case, same procedure, we'll just change the of with a multiplication sign. So we have now 2/5 times 20. Okay? Now here we have a whole number, and a whole number is always have a denominator of 1. So this will become 2/5 times 20 over 1. So this is now equal to 2 times 20, then we have 5 times 1. Okay, so no need to put 1 since 5 times 1 is 5. Okay, now the next step is we're going to factor 20. So to get the factors of 20, we have 4 times 5, and we have 2 times 2. Okay, now this is equal now to 2 times 2 times 2 times 5 over 5. Okay, now cancel the common factors, which is 5. So the answer now is 2 times 2 times 2, it's 8. Okay, now in the denominator, there's no number remains or remained here, so this is over 1. Again, any number with a denominator of 1 is the number itself. So the answer here is 8. Okay. Now for our last question, we have 5 and 1/3 times 2 and 1/4. Okay. Now, what are we going to do here is we need to convert it first to improper fractions. Okay? So how to convert this one? Again, copy the denominator. No, what will be the numerator now? So we have denominator times whole number plus the numerator. So for example, in this one, so we have 5 and 1/3. So we have now 3 times 5 plus 1, which is equal to 3 times 5 is 15 plus 1 is 16. So therefore this is 16. And for the second one is we have 4 times 2 plus 1. So we have now 4 times 2 is 8 plus 1 is 9. So this is 9. Now proceed to multiplication now of fractions. So we have now 16 times 9, and we have 3 times 4. Now the second step is we need to factor out 16 and factor out 9 and factor out 4. 3 is already a prime number, so no need to factor that out. So the factors of 16 is we have 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Then for 9, we have times 3 times 3. Then 3 times, now the factors of 4, we have 2 times 2. Then cancel out the common factors. We have this, this, and this. So the remaining factors that we have here is 2 times 2 times 3, and in the denominator we have everything is cancelled out, so this is equal to 1. Okay, now 2 times 2 times 3 is equal to 12. So the answer here is 12. Okay, now don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Patrick School from Home. For any questions or topic that you want to learn, just leave a message in the comment section or in our Facebook page or email address. See you in our next lesson. Bye!